Ladies and gents, welcome back. Hey, we're back again for another live stream tonight, this Friday evening. Sorry, I missed last week. I had prior engagements. I was hanging with my family. We went to my daughter's violin recital, which was fantastic, and she did such a bang up job, and everybody really enjoyed that. So sorry we missed a whole week's worth of stuff on the live stream. Hopefully made it up to you with content. I don't know if you guys have noticed, I've been doing a bunch of stuff in the shorts content, as well as the usual every morning videos about news things and other politicking around Canada. This is what we've been doing. Holy cow, what a busy week, and what a busy moment for me to just even get into this live stream as we are. Hey, just wanted to say hey, everybody in the chat. Welcome. Come on in, chat, and let's chat. Let's talk about things. Good to see all of you, and so many of you coming in right away in this here live stream. I have a lot of things to talk about tonight, and it was really tough setting it all up. You know, for those of you that are new and you're joining this for the first time, possibly, welcome to the channel, by the way, if you're new to the channel. And what we do around here is every morning, Monday through Friday, I wake up super early in the morning and I put videos together of the important stories that are happening around Canada, around the world, and all of these things. And I put them forward. And I don't know why I'm wearing the headphones right now. I was having a chat earlier with somebody, and I can go headphoneless for the time being anyway. And yeah, we do live, we do videos in the morning talking about news every day, and then I go off to work and I do my day job. And then on Fridays, I like to give back to the community and have these live streams. We can catch up on some of the other stuff maybe that was happening throughout the week that I couldn't get to. Also expand on some of the stories that I can't really cover all of. Maybe sometimes there's a bit more nuance to cover, and a 10-minute video doesn't really give it that much the ability to get into all the little ins and outs of what makes a story and what's going on with it. So it's good to pull this up in the live stream format, and then we can discuss this as a community. And I really enjoy having these comments in the chat here, so we can get live feedback as everything goes. Clyde goes headphoneless. Yeah, that's right. Wow, I made the live. Thank you, Clyde. Wow, thank you. Medane, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. I probably get that wrong. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. It's awesome to see all of you guys coming out. Maybe a little roll call. Whereabouts are you? Are you in Canada? If you are in Canada, whereabouts in Canada are you? And where did you get the notification? Did YouTube send you a notification to come join here? Or were you in the Discord? I didn't do any other notifications. Perhaps I should have. Maybe I should have put something out on Twitter, but I didn't. Not this time. I just didn't have time. I just didn't have the time. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, where are you from? If you're not from Canada, say the country that you're in, maybe even a state or a province or a prefecture, or whatever your country has out there. But we're getting into this, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this because holy cow, there's some stories that I don't even cover in my usual morning videos, like this one about Johnny Somali, and we're gonna get into that because this one really irked me as well, because it happened in Japan. And I have, if you've been a fan of the channel for a while, you'll know that my second home is Tokyo. My wife is from Tokyo, and the in-laws are in Tokyo, and it's my second home. We've lived there. I lived there for 3 years, the wife and myself, and yeah, it is our second home. We visit there all the time, and it's really frustrating when I see, it's frustrating when I see this around the world, is if you see Canadians around the world acting like a fool. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for us. It's there. You know, when you're in another place, you're kind of wearing your flag on your back, even if you're not literally. I know Canadians like to do this, and it's funny because Americans will wear Canadian flags when traveling, just so they don't get harangued or harassed. Apparently, I hear this from a lot of people that I know that travel. But yeah, it's always good to have good courteousness and manners, and just behave yourself in general when you're abroad, because it doesn't reflect well on where you're from. And I really can't blame people from stereotyping when a large amount of people from a particular region behave a certain way. It's hard for that not to happen, and that happens in Japan. And the image of foreigners isn't without its blemishes, and that's and especially if you have a camera. And this is something I personally have to deal with, because I go to Japan occasionally, and I'll carry my camera around, or my phone with me, to do videos and live streams. And well, that sort of profession is becoming sullied or soiled in recent time, and it's not very good. It's not very good, the image of live streamers abroad anymore, unfortunately, because of how horrible people have been acting. Remember, for 6 months now, Rob Hellfire, thank you so much. Wow, 6 months, more like 18 months. Love and gratitude to Clyde Hale from the chat. Yes, awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Appreciated all of you for joining in and helping out with the channel. Definitely putting these into good use. It's helping actually to vamp up the place, make things more presentable and maybe more professional looking. And one of the things actually I'm investing in coming up soon is an area over here for podcasts, for when not all podcasts will be communicating with people online. Hopefully I can actually bring people into the studio and have in-person podcasting. That will be a lot of fun. It will be, I'm eager to do it. So these are the things I'm investing with, all the memberships and super chats and all these things that you guys send my way. So it all gets reinvested right back into making more content. So I really, really appreciate everything that you guys do on that side of things. Ooh, when blockchain podcast, I don't know what that is. I'm sorry, not familiar with that one in particular. But hey, why don't we get into some of this stuff? And I guess why not? We'll dig right into that first story that I was talking about already, because I think I've set the stage for it. Yeah, you're an intelligent person, Clyde. Wow, thank you. I appreciate that. The kid's piano has moved. Oh my God. Has it? It hasn't. Daniel comes in here all the time. My son, he comes in here, he'll plunk away on that. He loves it. It hasn't moved. I don't, at least I don't think it has. Things have moved around, that's for sure. How am I? I'm great, right side of Floyd. Oh, that's a name I remember. Familiar guy. Good to see you. What happened to your Ukrainian flag there, Clyde? I didn't have a Ukrainian flag. I actually didn't. I have a Dutch flag, and it's on top of the piano now. It's just out of view, so it's there. It's just not right in view. Lol, Daniel. Oh, you know what? I didn't even think of that. That's funny. That is the. Oh, okay, right. Fair enough. Yeah, I just did not think of that. Yeah, Dutch flag. That's right. Oh God. Well, yeah, some contention there with that story. Anyway, before we get into some of these Canadian stories, I'm going to get into this one here, and I don't even know how to preface this one. This is a POS that found himself over in Japan somehow, and started treating people like absolute dog shit. Absolutely. Here's where the story starts for most people. Anyway, this is where we're at. So this guy Den on Twitter talks about this racist black ugly American ninja Johnny Somali, who continues to harass the Japanese over World War II history, is confronted again and choked out by a Korean American from Texas on this subway in Tokyo. Now, this is the original video here.
Yeah, Hiroshima.
So, and this is really gross. Like, some people, it's we might say like some people get a free pass to do racialized things in Western society, but when you over there, that's not Western society. You don't get a free pass. Nobody gets a free pass. In fact, I'm a big fan of the Japan Reporter, I think is his name now. Used to be Find Your Love in Japan. Anyway, great YouTuber. Go check him out. He's really expressed this to a lot of people that this isn't your culture. This isn't your place. There's no free pass for anybody. Nobody gets a free pass. But anyway, show the clip. It just speaks for itself. It's really bad.
You know Hiroshima, Nagasaki. You know why you do this? Pearl Harbor. Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Yes, man, nigga. Yes, Hiroshima. About the phone, nigga. Spy balloon. Hiroshima, Nagasaki. You know why we do to you niggas? Hiroshima.
Okay, so yeah, right away you can see that it's pretty, wow, pretty bad. For those that don't know, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they were both the places where the atomic bombs were dropped during the Second World War. And obviously everybody in Japan, they know those two places. And if somebody's shouting those in a subway, you know, to think that they're not savvy of what the heck you're talking about and being belligerent about, yeah, they may not speak your language. They're not stupid, and that's really what it comes down to. And when you're in Tokyo, you'd be surprised how many people actually speak English, or at least like a broken English. They get what you're saying. And being rude, just because people you don't get the reaction that you would get maybe back home. I'm not sure where Johnny Somali's from. Just because they don't come and beat you up right away doesn't mean that they don't get what you're saying and they're offended and they're pretty pissed off about it. But this is the reality of what this guy was doing for clicks and views and clout on the internet.
Hiroshima, Nagasaki, we destroy it because you niggas don't know how to behave. Wallahi, billahi, wa tallahi. I swear to God. You do again, we're gonna do again. You understand? You understand, Hiroshima? Nigga, move away, nigga. Nigga, wallahi, we'll do it again. Wallahi, I swear to God. Wallahi, billahi, wa tallahi. You need to understand our power. You need to understand.
So there's another part of the clip that I couldn't find right away on this thread, but an American fellow of Korean descent. So he looks Asian, but just American guy comes up and I gotta pause this. Comes up and starts to give him shit basically for what he's doing. Like, would you just back off and stop bothering these people? There is strict rules on the trains in Japan, and everybody follows these rules. You know, it goes right down to, you know, don't make noise. In fact, phones, you're supposed to put your phone so it can't ring. People don't talk on the phones when they're on the trains. It's manners. And everybody abides by it, and it's commonplace. And when you're there, it's one of those when in Rome kind of thing. Do as the Romans do. And yeah, it's extremely rude what this guy. I mean, this goes above just being plain old rude. This is extremely rude to the point that well, when the next thing coming to him happens, well, you're not surprised.
Right now, hop in Discord. Oh, whoa, what the fuck?
I believe this might have been just as he got out of the subway. That might have been. The reports say that was the American guy that was just had enough with him, and even his chat is just like, yeah, laughing at him. But yeah, this is what people get when they behave in a certain way. You know, you play stupid games, win stupid prizes, as they say. And this is a lot of what was going down in this story. Now, it didn't end there. He would go around places and behave like an absolute jackass in public in all kinds of places. So this is him live streaming again for clicks and clout.
Long time. Sucky, fuck, one time, Hong Kong, one time, Hong Kong, one time, what a long time, you did my long Kong, go back to Hong Kong, back to Hong Kong, one time, love me, mommy, sucky, fucky, one time, Hong Kong.
Yeah, anyway, you get the point. You get the point of what's going on here. Translated tweet here saying Johnny Somali, a racist who blasts Hong Kong hate songs in the streets of Japan and shows his unabashedly crappy voice. Okay, ripping on him at the same time. Anyway, the story continues. A lot of issues. Here's him approaching a woman, and this one actually, this one got me. This is really cringe because, you know, when you're in Japan, you never know, and it's this is kind of funny. You'll go up to somebody, you could speak Japanese with them, and then they'll just turn and start speaking English in a perfectly normal American accent to you. Yeah, okay, fair enough. You look the part. You look like you're from here. But he was being rude to this woman, and it turned out to be one of those cases where this woman either is American or just speaks perfect American style English.
Hey, can I ask you a question? Where's the hose at?
Bro, I don't know.
The hose.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
You just said hose.
Where's the hose at?
You shouldn't be asking me though, because I don't know.
You don't know where
You're probably in the clubs.
What club?
There's a lot of clubs here. You should use your Google.
You don't know where the hose at?
No, honey, I don't. Yeah, everywhere.
Really?
Probably.
Anyway, that's enough of that. So more of these scenes. I believe that's the same link there. Again, more of this. I believe this is in Kyoto, or no, Tokyo Disneyland, causing more of a ruckus here.
One time, Hong Kong, one time, I mean long time, Peter, my long, go back.
People are just trying to enjoy their day off, going to an amusement park. Yeah, of course, more of this.
Atomic bomb.
Whoa!
Yeah. Okay, so you get the point. It's pretty rude. And at a point, the police started to recognize him and give him a hard time, actually, in Japan. And this is actually, this is the kind of thing that will happen if you're being rude. But well, here's an example.
Don't tell me to be quiet. What? I'm gonna leave. Don't touch me. Yo, no. You're not the police. You're not police. Oh, you are not police. Whoa. What are you touching me for? We on video.
So he clearly misunderstands that the security guards there saying that they're not police. It's private property. They could just beat the crap out of the guy if they wanted to, and be totally fine with that. It's private property. But yeah, of course, this is not how things fly when you're in other places.
No touch me. Okay. Relax. No. Whoa. Yo, what is...
You can find this everywhere on YouTube. Why are you catching this on Clyde? Okay, well, this is why I wanted to get to the point that there's actually a little bit of payola. So when you F around, you'll find out kind of story, and this is one of those stories of play stupid games, win stupid prizes. It turns out Japan is a pretty homogenous society, and when you insult people in their place, Well, they'll turn around and they'll come for you. Anyway, apparently, Yakuza got wind of the guy. There was some threats. He got attacked in a few places. A bunch of Japanese streamers. One of Japan's worst live streamers is allegedly about to confront with one of America's worst live streamers. Anyway, so there was a confrontation. Nonetheless, the guy got the boot. And where are we? So he got picked up by authorities in Japan. And, well, this is the treatment that they gave him on his way out the door, as he did not want to go. Meanwhile, in Japan, Omar's countryman, YouTuber Johnny Somali, who is harassing and targeting women in Japan, finally met and tested personally traditional Japanese hospitality at a police station. Officials said he will be deported back to America.
でも力入れんでいいねん。入ってる。な、力入れなくていいから分かった？ちゃんと座れる。
I don't know how much of this I can show, but anyway, he wasn't too happy about having to go home, and they ended up carrying him off, crying like a baby. Off he goes. Good riddance. See you later. Hope you never come back. It's one of those. And I know for a fact in Japan, if you get deported, you good luck ever getting a plane ticket. You're probably not going to swim there. So good luck ever getting back to the place. This is how it goes. But here we are. I just wanted to throw that one out there. This one was kind of important to me. Because of how important Japan is to me and my family. Again, Japan is my second home because it's where my wife is from. It's where. Sorry, I'm just getting this story out of my timeline so we can move on. Because I really wanted to share that with you because I can't drive it home enough that when you're abroad, you carry your flag with you. You're carrying where you come from. And it doesn't matter if you've completely left everything behind and you're starting a new life, you still represent because of, who you are, where you came from. And in Japan, this is where a lot of foreigners get a bad name for themselves. And we know about this here in Canada, where people have stereotypes about certain people, and it's really difficult for the people in Japan to have a different idea when you bump into a certain group of people and they Westerners, foreigners, or whatever, and you get this kind of reaction so often, it makes it difficult for them to not have a particular stereotype about you, and it's really unfortunate. So just wanted to throw that out there. If you're traveling abroad, please be on your best behavior. Don't be a Logan Paul. Don't be a Johnny Somali. Be a decent human being and treat people well. Treat people as you probably wish that you would be treated. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on from this story. I wanted to get that one out there and just my 2 cents. Anyway, so I've been doing some of this stuff on YouTube called YouTube Shorts, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. So I got some complaints last weekend because I put a whole lot of them together. I put about 11 of them together, and I uploaded them all on Sunday morning. So some people are saying, Clyde, get out of my mentions. You're 11 of them in one day. What are you doing? I've just been having too much fun making these edits, and boy, are they actually fun to put together. Thanks for the 15-second clip with the Mr. Blanchett speaking about the Liberals. Quite funny, but true. Yes, and that one's going to make its way into a short. I have that clip. I have it saved, and we're gonna definitely put that into one of those shorts for sure. But some of these have been fun to put together. I've been stretching my artistic side. Let's just put it that way. Unacceptable Fringe, Derek, thank you so much. Member for 12 months. That is 1 full year, my man. 1 year, baby. Anyone that doesn't super chat or become a member in the chat loves Trudeau. Throw up the support, people. Uh-oh, that is a call to action if I've ever heard one. Wow, thank you so much, Derek. Really appreciate that. And looking forward the beginning of next month to hang out with you. I'm going to the Calgary Stampede. I'm going to be hanging out with the next mayor of Calgary itself at the Stampede, Derek Smith, Unacceptable Fringe. That is going to be a lot of fun. Also, Marty Up North is going to make it out. I'm hoping some other people, maybe Joe Lyman, maybe some other friends, come on out, come hang out. And now that I've got my tickets, actually, I should show this one off before we get into the shorts thing, because what is it? July. What is it? The 9th? 9th at Calgary. Calgary. Ugh. Yucks. I will be going to the show. Calgary round trip, cheap flights. Nope. Oh, where do I find this? Yucks, Calgary. I know that there's a calendar. There should be one. Anyway, get your tickets here. Have a look here. Let's get that date. View full calendar. Because if anybody else wants to go to the show before it sells out, Derek and I will both be at it. Yes, I said this publicly, Derek, and people will figure it out. Let's go to July. Check out the calendar. What night is it that we're going? We're going on the 9th, Sunday. That'd be the Comedy Barn Burner. Yeah, the Comedy Barn Burner on July 9th. It's going to be, Uncle Hack is going to be there doing stand-up, and it would be great to pack that show out. So if you're in the Calgary area, or even Drag Night, that's too funny. If you're in the Calgary area and you want to come out, you want to come hang out, grab a seat, sit at our table, why not? Come on and join over and say hi. We'll all have a wobbly pop together and join and watch some good comedy. Uncle Hacky's been on the channel. He's also on Danger Cats. You can go check out Danger Cats on YouTube. Just throw that in the search, or Uncle Hacky comes up right away. And yeah, bring that about and come on over and check it out. Unacceptable Fringe with a 550 super chat. Derek saying, throw a 1 in the chat if you want to see the Do Something Unacceptable podcast. Sorry, not sorry, Clyde. Yeah, okay. I guess that'll happen on that weekend. Megan Sky with the 550 super chat. Thank you so much. Whose digital ID use blockchain in CBDCs as well? Blockchain was designed for freedom, but is being corrupted for total control. Feel free to ask me anything. Yeah, I would like to ask you anything. Maybe I can get some more info from you. I wanted to do some research on that, and I didn't have time this week. One person I've been trying to find a contact for is Leslyn Lewis. If anybody out there has any sort of way that I can contact with Leslyn Lewis, I would really like to have her on the show to come out and explain this, because she's been fighting against the World Health Organization for some time, and she actually got us a win last year by staving off the zombies of the corporatist horde, the global corporatist horde zombies that are coming to dismantle our society through these methods. Anyway, I would love to have Leslie Lewis come on and tell us more about it, because she seems to be the one leading the charge in an actual position of authority on this, and her being a doctor and a member of parliament on the official opposition party, the Conservative Party. So if anybody has any contact information for her, please pass that along to me, because I would like to get in touch with her and have her on the show to talk about this. Do not hold breath. Yeah, well, we'll see how that goes. I'll reach out to her, people, and try to get you connected with her. Thanks, Derek. If you have that, I would really like to make that happen. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Leslyn and the work that she's been doing, and I would love to give her the platform to come on and talk to all of you guys about what it is that she's been fighting and being successful at fighting. So if you're going to recruit anybody, recruit the successful ones at that. Anyway, getting back to this, if you guys are in the Calgary area or whatever in July, come check it out. We're going to be doing this, comedy show. And I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to have a great time there doing it. So yeah, that's that. Moving on to, yes, I was getting into the shorts. This has been a fun little outlet for me when it comes to these just a bit of creativity, throwing a bit of creativity out there. I did it as a bit of an experiment at first. It was just a lot of fun to test the waters with it. Rob McFallon, thanks for the $11 super chat. Really, really appreciate that. Throw in a comment. I'll try to get to it if you were trying to. I know some people, they miss out on that and they hit send and it just goes. Happy Father's Day weekend, Clyde, and to all fathers in the chat. Thank you, Anasty. I really appreciate that. I got a new barbecue actually for Father's Day. For whatever, because I like barbecuing, but we're gonna try it out for the first time on Father's Day. It's a tabletop charcoal barbecue. We're gonna have some awesome Japanese barbecue on that. Really, really looking forward to it. Anyway, I keep trying to segue to this, but yeah, creative outlet. It's been a lot of fun, and I know. Some people are not really into the shorts, but I've been trying to make it fun for everybody. If you check out the shorts feed, also I've been putting these out on other social medias, as in I've been putting them out on Instagram, because I know there's a bunch of users over there. The main reason why I started putting them on Instagram, by the way, is so all the Facebook users, because I don't use Facebook. I know I'm old, but I'm not quite a boomer. So I don't use Facebook. I know there's a lot of people who are going to give me crap over that comment. But yeah, I don't use Facebook. But I have an account so that I can upload to Instagram. But if you share videos from YouTube on Facebook, they just get squashed. And it makes sense because the way the algorithm works and the way they, well, it's not even the algorithm. It's straight up just, this is their competitor. They don't want you to give links to their competitor to get you off site. They want you to keep you on the site as long as they possibly can. And because Instagram is a meta product, it's a Facebook, it's part of Facebook. They allow Facebook Reels on Facebook. So if you want to share those from the Facebook Instagram feed, and then you can share those out there. So that's why I put them on there, so people could share them out. And the idea being, get it out there, let the word get out there. And these 1 minute or under clips are really good at that in particular. And well, here's one example of that. This is the one that I put out today on the channel.
Thank you. Yesterday, the Right Honorable David Johnston tendered his resignation as the Independent Special Rapporteur to the Prime Minister.
David Johnston, former Governor General and Trudeau Foundation member, has stepped down from his position where he was handpicked by Justin Trudeau himself to look into interference by the Chinese Communist Party in our nation's elections. Justin Trudeau was asked for comment. It seems Justin Trudeau has left the country. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau paid a surprise visit to Kiev on Saturday and promised another $500 million in additional military aid, and the hopes that you'll forget all about what happened with China. They're hoping you forget everything about China. Don't pay attention. Stop paying attention to what's happening in China. They don't want you to know about that story. If they're telling you to look over here, it means look right at that thing. We need to keep bringing back that China story because that is the one that is the most important. Absolutely. How much is the Chinese Communist Party infiltrated our government? And well, I mean, they're helping with the elections, pick winners and losers in all that. Joe is saying, thank you for keeping it real, Clyde. You tell it like it is. Thank you for thanking me for that. I really try my best for that. You know, I found myself in trouble through periods of my life for being the black sheep, the one that just say it as it is. You know, a lot of people don't like to hear it as it is, and it can get you in trouble. I found myself getting well, in trouble sometimes on the internet, but being able to spread the message of what's actually happening. And it's funny actually that, because I get myself in trouble even with the audience, because I'll call out things that people maybe are sensitive to, and it happens a lot. But I hope that everybody can bear with the fact that I'm just telling it as I see it, but with the open-endedness of in conversation. I'm open to have my mind changed. Just you have to go through the rigor of challenging ideas and actually coming forward with something a little more convincing than what I've come across so far. So yes, I love to have my ideas challenged. And what is it? What's the old saying? I love a mental challenge. I've known my whole life to be mentally challenged. Definitely. That is the fun part of all of this. Clyde, how much of Canada is owned by China? I don't know the answer to that. Because that would be, I don't know the answer to that, because there are many people who own things. Is that on behalf of the Chinese government, or is that the Chinese government themselves? Right. We don't know. Clyde, did you hear about the Chinese Infrastructure Bank BS? Yes, I did one video on it this week, and we're going to get into a bit of it tonight in this live stream. Has Bill C-11 affected you, Clyde? So this is actually a good question. And this is something, yes, I'd like to get into. So there's a bit of hyperbole on Twitter right now. Pierre Poilievre actually put out a tweet, and people were saying, oh, this is, he was saying that Bill C-11 is in effect. No, Bill C-11, they haven't worked out everything. I actually did a story about this earlier this week. Didn't get a lot of views. I'm not sure why. Had Prawn Hub on the title. Maybe that hurt things. It was right in the thumbnail. But Prawn Hub, everybody knows what I'm talking about, is a website. And they're actually, the reason why they're in the news is because right now they're actually working through the regulatory process now of the bill. So the bill is now law, and now the regulators have to figure out what they actually have the power to do. And then from there, there's going to be court challenges and people saying, no, I'm not gonna fall under that. And then judges will decide about a lot of this stuff. And right now there's a lot of people jumping to the table that weren't very vocal about not having the bill pass, that are now asking for exemption from this bill. And Prawn Hub is one of those. It's one of those ones that's asking to be exempted, because apparently that kind of content doesn't have specific stuff that is Canadian content. I don't know how they would determine that. I don't know how they determine that for user-generated content. But here's the thing. They said it wasn't going to affect user-generated content up to the last day of debate. Then they said no more debate, and then they rammed it through. It got sent back from the Senate to the Parliament, no debate, rammed back through again, and then rammed into law through the Senate. And what's the first thing we all realize? It's going to affect user-generated content. So Prawn Hub has a Canadian. Yeah. So that's a thing. It's been put through. We don't know what's going to happen with it, but yeah, lots of people are asking for exemptions right now, and it will affect user-generated content, which is, when they say user-generated content, that's users like myself that generate content and post it on the website as a third party. It's not YouTube's content. They're a platform. They're not a thing. We still do go by U.S. law under the DMCA Section 230 for platforms. We still honor that. It's not actually Canadian law, but it's observed law. It's a weird thing, and you probably have to talk to a lawyer more about that to get a better explanation of how that works. But yeah, this is funny. I've seen a lot of beaver on that site. There's your Canadian content right there. That's it. Absolutely. I'm done with being rammed. Watch NCI for fun. Yeah, so, yeah. Canadian content being regulated. What does that mean? We don't know. Who's going to be deemed Canadian content? We don't know. Who's going to get... Is that going to actually help you, or is it going to hurt you? We don't know. So there is a theory that if you get named as Canadian content, the algorithm might now have to be forced to show you on too many people's feeds. Now that sounds good. That might sound good to you. It's not good, because what it does is they run out of people that fall in that demographic. And then they start having to show you to people who maybe are not even interested in it. And if they're not interested in it, well, they're not going to click on it. And if they do click on it, they'll probably click away right away. And those are all metrics that will hurt your channel. And yeah, that is painful. That is painful for someone who makes content. This is why I tell people, if you're liking the content that you see, if you like it, hit the like button, get the algorithmic juices flowing, massage it, and hit that like button, get those numbers up, because basically what that does is it helps the algorithm realize, oh, okay, people are liking this, so we should find more people within this demographic group and recommend it out to those people. And that's how things work. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent, and I'm not even talking about the content that we were even going to get into. This is always how the live streams go. By the way, folks, if this is your first time, I end up talking about all kinds of things and not even getting to the stories that I was going to talk about. I feel I was just coerced by Clyde. Yeah, coerced to hit the like button. It's coercion. Yeah, I'm gonna do a speech later. Though I didn't force anybody to hit the like button. and yeah, that'll go viral all over the place. While people criticize. No, let's get on to this first story. This was a tweet that Justin Trudeau put out today, and I'm just we're all annoyed with this guy, aren't we? At this point, so get the chat out of the way. Sorry. In Saguenay and the communities across the country, Canadians are pulling together in the face of devastating wildfires. Our government is committed to being there too. We'll keep making sure people have the support they need. Of course, are they? To which I put a quote tweet out there saying, you're turning away local volunteer firefighters. And this is actually the case. There's been case after case after case, and people coming public saying they're volunteering for fighting these fires. And we're not talking about just people. We're talking about trained, qualified people in this field, volunteering, calling up, hey, I want to get involved. What can I do? How can I help? They're turning them away at the government level. What for? That's the puzzling part. They're bringing in people from all over, all the way from South Africa, to come in and fight fires in forests that they're not familiar with. It's ridiculous. But yeah, you're turning away local volunteer firefighters that know more about the regions than the people that you're shipping in. It seems the worse the disaster, the more you benefit from it politically. I see a perverse incentive for you to do a bad job, not commitment. And this is really what I think it is. Now, I think that there's a movement towards them actually doing a terrible job, because if with this whole climate hysteria, the worse it gets, the better it is for them politically. And it's definitely an incentive to keep up the current what's going on. And what's going on right now is really, really bad forest management. And I believe that this is probably our biggest issue when it comes to forest fires, is forest management. Not climate change, not even arson. I think arson, yeah, if we had that and the forest management was better, we'd be able to deal with the arson so much better. But yes, there are lots of cases of arson that are coming up. But the play from the Trudeau government is, well, it's just essentially this: only carbon tax can prevent wildfires, and that is the go-to, everything, do all, end all. If anything is happening, well, it's climate change. And what's the solution for climate change? Tax it. Now, this is what really blows my mind, because there are smart minds around the planet. Some people who think that this is all nonsense, and some people who think that the climate alarmism is true, but are coming forward with actual ideas to fix the problem, and they're not being addressed, because this is the only solution that is being offered by the governments that are in power at the moment. This is the only solution. What is the money from the carbon taxes going to? It just goes into the main coffers of government taxation. It's not earmarked. If you thought it was earmarked for anything in particular, you're out to lunch. It's just more taxes. It's absolutely just that. It's adding more to your debt burden for the end of the year when you have to pay your taxes. In fact, if I was a government official, I'd be lobbying to get rid of third-party tax paying. I think people should have to foot their own tax bill instead of having it just automatically come out, so that people would be aware of how much they're actually paying. Because if they were aware of how much they were paying and it wasn't just hidden in costs and just deducted from your paycheck, people would be a little bit more up in arms about it. I think people would be a little bit more aware of just how much money they're taking from the average Canadian. But this is the is wokey now a pronoun? Oh, okay, that got me. That got me. Wokey, the new pronoun. But yeah, Wokey the bear. Oh, that's good. I didn't even catch that part on there. Oh wow, that's a little gem that I didn't even see. It's smoky, but they changed it to Wokey. Wow, that's okay. You guys pointed that out to me. Yeah, only carbon tax can prevent forest fires. Now, the truth of the whole matter is, no, that's not true. There's a lot of things that will prevent forest fires, and like I said, the number one is management, forest management. And I'm gonna get into this more. Not in tonight's stream. I think I'm gonna put together an episode focused completely just on this, because I think we need to really drive this one home. Environmentalism is something that I actually care a lot about. I care about the environment. I care about pollution, but it's not climate alarmism. Environmentalism is very much a thing that most people care about. They care about not sullying and dirtying their environment, and there are great ways to go about that. And some of the things that we're doing just are not helping. And I'll tell you, like garbage management for one. And this is, I know maybe you've heard me say this before, and I harp on this a lot. I think garbage management, we are some of the worst out there in the developed world for what we do with the garbage once it's collected. So, you know, our local region here, we have a landfill. Not too far away, there's a transfer station for, Whistler, that area. And the amount of the amount of fuel that's used just to transport the stuff to go somewhere to be buried in the ground, or shipped overseas to go to the Philippines to be sorted and then have them fed up and then send it back and then we won't take it and then send it to, I don't know, some other Asian country where they'll just incinerate it there. We might as well be incinerating it here and making energy out of it. It's really, really that easy. You can, with the modern technologies, it's very, very clean to actually burn your garbage, believe it or not. There's a lot of the Scandinavian countries are doing it now, and Japan's been doing it for a long time, to the point where some of the Scandinavian countries, they've been buying the garbage from their neighbors because they weren't at full capacity, and then selling the energy back to them, selling their garbage back as electricity. And this is something that we could be doing here in Canada, and I really, really can't drive this one home enough. But that's the story there. I'm going to be on Alison Morrow's channel tomorrow to talk about this as well, because there's the whole story that's been going on about the forest fires here in Canada, and that's leached down into the US because of all the smoke we're sending their way. So I'll be on her channel tomorrow talking about this, so make sure you're subscribed over at the Alison Morrow channel, and yeah, go over there tomorrow. That'll be at 1:30, I believe. 1:30. Might not. Yeah, we'll see. I think it's 1:30 tomorrow. That's Pacific time, so that's 4:30 Eastern. If that's where you happen to be. That is actually where she happens to be now, because she's in Florida. They moved. A lot of people moving to Florida, and that's a thing. I'll email you Leslyn Lewis's contact information. YouTube won't let me post it in the chat. Well, if you go over onto the channel page and then you scroll all the way to About, there's my email address is there. So please send that off to me. I really appreciate that. Canada, you need to know. Thank you. Because I really want to talk with Leslyn, and I hope she'll come in and chat with me. I lived in Nunavik, NT, and we burned all our garbage in a burning barrel at the end of all of our driveways. Okay, so I'm not talking about that. Yeah, burn barrels is pretty common in rural areas, but modern day incinerators, they're actually super clean. You get water vapor and heat and carbon dioxide, of course. The awful, evil carbon dioxide, which I don't think is really much to worry about, in my opinion, the amount that we're actually emitting. But that's a whole other story altogether, for which I would like to get Patrick Moore on the show. I would really love to have Patrick Moore come on, the author of The Confessions of a Greenpeace Dropout. He was a founding member of Greenpeace. And also Fake Invisible Catastrophes and Threats of Doom, his most recent book, which I've been reading, and I'm just about finished, and it is fantastic. And I definitely recommend people get that book for sure. Clyde bugged the government to incinerate garbage. Well, that's how we're gonna have to do it. I know people that want to run locally here, and that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with our local region, and we could sell it, because yes, that part of the infrastructure costs money, but it would generate revenue instead of just being a cost all the time. So if you already have garbage disposal and then you build an incinerator, you can then turn your garbage disposal into a money maker instead of a net suck. That's what we should be doing with it. Anyway, let's move on with this here, because there's some more stuff to be talked about, and to be talked about is the woke stuff. and this is one of the things that I've been really, really happy to report on, and it's the fact that Gen Z, the Zoomers, are sick of it. They're totally sick of it, and it's just old for them. It's actually become the new, your LGBT preaching teacher has become the new preacher of the early 90s and or 80s. I think it was the early to mid 80s. They had the Footloose stories and things like this, where just want to be rock and roll, man. Just gotta back off. and nowadays it's flipped. The script is all flipped. It's now the left the leftards that are gone full evangelical and are telling people they can't just live the way they want to live, and kids are sick of it and they're done with it, and it's actually coming out in news stories. And here's one. Ian Miles Chong put this one out, and it's a global news story from today. And this just cracked me up so good, because it is so true, and this is the direction that it's going, and it's going good.
But messages like this were quickly drowned out by the noise of a rowdy crowd. Students tearing through pride posters and dancing on pride flags.
It's rude, and they're throwing water everywhere. They're looking at us. They're judging us. Shouldn't be like that. You're out for a reason.
Rambunctious teens.
You're out for a reason. Get over it. We're over it. We don't want to be your stuff pushed on us. This is great. I love seeing it.
Then turned violent, throwing pride bracelets and other
Check out that violence. I love that clip. That part cracks me up the best. And then it turns violent, throwing bracelets under the wheels of cars.
Then turned violent, throwing pride bracelets and other random objects on the road and at people.
Some kid threw something at my head, and then in response to that, everyone started cheering. There was like a group of guys, and they were more like harassing us than supporting us.
All I was trying to do is tell them how to live every aspect of their lives. And if they don't like it, I'll have their jobs removed and their parents removed from their job positions. I mean, it's just a thing. It's just a thing. Vesper with the super chat. What do you call Pikachu when he joins an SJW movement? A Wokemon. Nice. I like that. Thank you, Vesper, with the $10 super chat. Really appreciate that. But this is it. Yeah. Oh, we just want to control all the aspects of your life. How dare you? They threw something, it hit me in the head, and they all started laughing. Yeah, that's gonna happen. You see her? She's wearing her woke mask too. Oh, poor soul. Poor soul. This person is so just bit the apple, you know? Just had a big old bite of that apple, and just the poison's just running right through. You know? Oh, it feels so bad. It feels so bad. How indoctrination just like it just seeps right into your soul. But yes, this is the woke mind virus, and it's a meme. It's a meme in the sense of the word Richard Dawkins coined meme, as in being a mind virus. It's an idea that latches into the mind, but then it can spread like a virus. This woke mind virus, and it's been infecting our universities, and then it's moved on into lower education, not higher education. This is high schools, grade schools. And I got the burps. Holy cow! Sorry about that. And this is where it's been going. But I'm glad to see that this is the response to it. I mean, she's hyperventilating in that thing. Oh, poor thing. Poor thing. Just take it off. Take it off. You'll be fine. Nothing's gonna get you. Oh boy, this is mass mental illness on display here.
There was like a group of guys, and they were more like harassing us than supporting us.
Organizers say
that's what boys do. That's what boys do. A group of boys. They're gonna yell stuff at you. Sorry. I mean, this is adolescence. Realistically, this is adolescence. This is the way adolescents behave. I mean, if it turns into real violence, I mean, this it's so crazy to me. The violence erupted. Bracelets hit the concrete, or bracelets hit the asphalt, and tires paved right over them, pounded on them. Oh, the violence. Oh, geez, what do you do? What do you do, guys? Oh man. This is adolescence. Get used to it. It's the way things go. Rainmaker with the 550 super chat. Just because you're doing something, Salt Legion every region. Oh, I like that. Is that the Salty Cracker? I haven't seen him in a bit. I need to get him on the channel as well. It'd be great to chat with Salty Cracker. I haven't actually met him before. It was like the Purge. No, this is nothing like the Purge. Oh, it's so funny. But yeah, I can see them saying stuff like that. Can't find your email in the About page. It says for business inquiries. Just click and it'll ask you, are you a robot? You click the thing to show that you're not a robot. And yeah, my email address is right there. Send it on over. Tell me again in the chat if you can't get that working. I'll send it over to you. But yeah, so this isn't the only place. This has been happening all over the place. Here's Chanel Fall on Twitter. Give her a follow. She's been covering a lot of this. And these are a lot of young Muslim students are being emboldened by what's going on. And because of it, you have the secular students and the Christian students all going, yeah, that's right. It's contagious. You know, when somebody speaks out, it becomes contagious. It's a lot like the Freedom Convoy, when a bunch of truckers just said, forget it. I'm done with this. I'm done with it. It's over. I'm not doing these QR codes across borders. I'm not doing any of this stuff. Forget it. We did what you wanted. A majority of the truckers, they all had gotten the vaccines. They just were done with all the stuff. And this is what's happening again, and it's great. I love seeing it. I love seeing it. I love your short. I liked your short today. Keep them coming. Oh yeah, I was talking about that. The shorts are a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun to make. So yeah, I will keep them coming. I'm just trying to work out the timing of when to release them. So I'll figure that out. But in the meantime, they will be still coming. But this is the thing that's happening right now in our country, and I love seeing it because there was this real horrible animosity ever since September 11th, and between Muslims in the Western world, and it's been that way for a long time, and the government has been so happy and so eager to fuel it, and cause all kinds of grief between people that should just be able to live peacefully together and have for centuries. Right? This is the way things are and have been. It's totally fine. And by all means, so many Muslims are secular Muslims anyway. I mean, they're very, very much like the secular Christians that live in our country. And a lot of them share the same family values as all of us. So this is a great opportunity. This is a great moment in Canadian history where a bunch of people who are at odds with each other because of political turmoil and division on the political side have found a new thing to join forces in opposition to, and it's really, really awesome to see, and I'm really appreciating it. Justa in the chat saying, back in my day, men were men and the women weren't. They were not. But this is where we're going with this. More and more of these events happening. Rebel News out there reporting on another school doing the same thing for the same reason. Now, this isn't the only thing kids are walking out for. There's a bunch of leftoid reasons why kids have been walking out from schools, and this happens to be one of the other reasons. The Epoch Times reporting on this story. Dozens of high school students. Let's get the chat out of the way for a minute. Dozens of Ottawa high school students stage walkout to protest gender ideology, and well, the pride stuff and all of this stuff being pushed on them. Dozens of students from Longfield's Davidson Heights Secondary School in Ottawa staged a walkout on June 15th to protest against gender ideology they say is being pushed in their school. There are Muslim, white, and Asian students in the crowd. There are students from every ethnicity. This is not an ethnic or a religious protest. It is a protest for students who just want to not be indoctrinated. We just want to have our beliefs that differ from other people, said AT, one of the organizers of the walkout. AT, who did not want it to be named for fear of facing consequences. Retribution is a real thing. It's a real thing. So yeah, understand that. for sure, did not want to be named for fear of consequences from the school, said the event, LDHSS Students for Change, was created in response to LGBTQ indoctrination being pushed on students. If you just want to be transgender, I have nothing wrong with that, but let me live my life and let me follow my beliefs. And don't force me to believe what you believe, he said. Sammy, a Muslim student who helped organize the event, explained that the protest was not against LGBTQ students themselves, but was focused on the school's administration promoting beliefs and values that go against the teachings of the school's religious circles. There have been a few incidences in which biological males have walked in on Muslim girls adjusting their hijabs. For our problem is that they have now pushed it against our religious circles and religious minorities. I didn't even consider this. So this is something that I wasn't even thinking about, is that in a washroom, in a girl's washroom, women can take their hijabs off. They can pull it off and have their hair seen. But if a biological man walks in, that goes against their beliefs. They don't, it doesn't matter that you identify a certain way. Whatever, do you, be you, but they still have their beliefs. You can believe what you want to believe. That's a pretty decent outlook on things. Believe what you want to believe, we'll believe what we want to believe. Have at her. Go for it. Just don't tread on me. Don't step on, no step on snack. As the old phrase go. Yeah. Keep it to yourself. This is about you, not about me. Well, we're here not because we're against them existing. We're here because we're against them forcing their beliefs against us. And the sentiment continues. The sentiment just keeps going. And this is what's been going on in Canada. I love this website, by the way, Get Woke Up. This one, they're exposing the Pride Madness. They've updated it for the week, or for the month. Sorry, it used to be Pride Day, and then it used to be Pride Week. Now it's Pride Month, and then it's just going to be in your face all the time. This is the way it's been going. Get your rainbow flavored sausage out of my ass, says Boomer. Toby, along with 99.98% of the world, had enough Pride Month to last a lifetime. Yeah, you better believe it. I'm madder than a professional ball player being sent to the minor for boycotting stores that sexualize minors over the way that they are left forcing us to swallow their rainbow-flavored Kool-Aid. So, yeah, the article goes on to talk about, again, more of this cultural stuff. It's being pushed on people. They're tired of it. They're sick of it. It's everywhere. Everywhere you go, you're getting it. And it's not just the pride flag. It's this new one. It's this, it's the racialized version of the pride flag. By the way, Newbie 431, thank you for the 20 I Do Something memberships. There's a lot of people out there right now getting a membership for free. You better get in that chat and thank Newbie431 for that. Longtime friend of the channel, and get in there. Give him a big old thank you. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Noob. Wow, that's amazing. 20 memberships. That is a really big one. Wow. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Was there a message in that? Sorry. No, just a straight up gift to all of you. A gift for all of you. Oh, how do I get rid of that now? Oh, I just want to go back to the chat. There we go. I'm back. Okay, so yeah, this is what's been going on. Just pushed on everybody. You cannot get away from it. And all the drag stuff. It's just what? Anyway, New Brunswick is getting ahead of the curve. They've pushed back against Trudeau's demand that schools keep students' gender identity secret from parents. Now, I think, because in the grand scheme of things, this is kind of a funny thing. Trudeau's pushing this on the provinces. It's none of his business. It's none of his authority to push this on the provinces. And I think Pierre Poilievre said it best when somebody asked him recently. They tried to put him on the spot, try to get it all out there. Email sent. Hope it helps. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Trudeau's been pushing all of this, and Pierre Poilievre said it best. They tried to back him into a corner to maybe get that, haha, are you going to support it and alienate the people that are supporting you, or are you going to not support it and alienate other people that might support you in the future? I think he took a really, really good approach. He said, I'll leave it up to the provinces. It's their decision ultimately. It's not a federal matter. Great. Great. I love hearing that. So if your province is super leftoid, go for it. Go for it. You deal with your citizenry. Don't set it all out there as one big thing. Pierre is an actor. Yeah, okay, all politicians are actors, but we'll see. We'll see how well he does. Newbie is a good person. You're absolutely right. Newbie is a good person. I got some whiskey waiting for him as well. That's going to happen. Actors are trustworthy. Question, or not question, quote in quotes. Sure. I don't trust any politicians. This is why I want to move the culture. I want to push on the culture, because politicians will follow the polls. We know this now. We know this at this point. Politicians are following the polls. They're not following, they're not following their conscience. Though, you know, Pierre Poilievre, I'm going to say, even though he, you know, maybe it's all an act. Maybe it's all an act, but he's been putting on the act of fiscal responsibility for a lot of years. And he's been railing, and he's been talking about the things that I believe to be good predictions of this housing market coming to a big screeching halt in the near future because of the fiscal policy of the Bank of Canada and the fiscal policy of our federal government, as well as the provincial governments. They just spend way too much. Not all of them, of course, but some of them. I don't like rainbows. Too colorful for my eyes. Well, rainbows used to just be an innocent thing. It's this is the problem. This whole woke culture is all about adulterating innocence, and I want to see that come to an end. But yes, it's all about the culture game for me. And trust PP or don't trust PP, he's gonna be the next Prime Minister of Canada. Tell me with any certainty that that's not true. I believe that's true. He's gonna be the next Prime Minister of Canada. It's just how long before that happens, and let's hope the crash happens before he gets in. Because he'll definitely get the blame for that if it's just like, and I'm not a fan of George Bush, but look back in history when the .com bubble burst, George Bush was brand new in office after 8 years of Clinton, and George Bush .com bubble bursts, and what do? They blame George Bush, who was in there for just like a short period. They stopped blaming him as soon as the September 11th thing happened. I was not a fan of George Bush, but I was not a fan of the Clintons either. Oof. And I do get it a bunch where people will say, "What are you doing weighing in on American politics, you Canadian?" No, I'm a dual citizen. I have the right to vote in America. In America, I definitely can put my 2 cents in on that one, and I'll weigh in just whenever I feel like it. But I also encourage other Canadians to weigh in. When it comes to the biggest superpower in the world and the largest economy in the world, I think everybody has a right to weigh in on at least their opinion on what's going on in America. Absolutely. As people have an opinion on what's going on with Trudeau abroad, and will tend to agree with him. I tend to agree with him. Anyway, moving back on to this story. New Brunswick pushes back against Trudeau's demands that school teachers keep students' gender identity secret from parents. And this is an insidious thing to even suggest to people that a teacher would be able to hide something from a student's parents, especially something so crucial as wanting to switch genders. Now, it may not seem like such a contentious thing for some people, like, oh, what's the big deal? You know, like, Some students, maybe they have horrible parents that'll do awful things. Yeah, that's not really what's at play here. What's at play here is custody over children, and we've seen this in Quebec where they've gotten rid of the supremacy of the parent in custody. Now it's the state. The state has ultimate say over what happens to your children if you live in the province of Quebec, and they're trying to push that elsewhere. And a lot of people are not taking this willingly. Now, put yourself in a situation where one of your kids goes to school totally fine, totally normal, and then they get put in a situation where, they start talking to the teachers, and the teachers start teaching them about stuff that's confusing, and they don't know what's going on about it, and they've never heard about this stuff, about gender stuff and switching from one to the other. And then kids are like, well, I kind of like baseball instead of dolls. Maybe I'm a boy. And convince them. And this is like little kids, they have soft minds, and it's so easy to twist things and push them into stuff and get them confused and have them want to be something else. It's called manipulation. And this is what's happening, or else you wouldn't see it in such a great scale as it's happening today. It's happening on such a great scale. Now, fast forward, the kid's not even allowed to speak to his parents about it. A teacher encourages the kids not to speak to their parents about it. What would you call that? What would you call that when a teacher encourages their children not to speak to their parents about things? A stranger adult that teaches kids that it's no good. Here, please don't tell anybody about this. This is just between you and me. Yeah, there's a word for it. I can probably get in trouble if I said it on YouTube. Absolutely. And it's what they do. Now, what happens if that kid gets convinced and the parents don't have time to process this with their children and let them know what's happening and break them out of this spell? And then next thing you know, the teacher has manipulated the kid, and now it's come out that the kid's going to change and going to do it without the authority of the parents. And the parents try to petition against it, and the state takes your custody away for abuse or whatever, for trying to protect your child from this whole cycle. This is why parents are pulling their kids out of schools. It's absolutely outrageous. And this is actually happening. Now, the best defense for this is, two things. Have a really good relationship with your children. Make sure that you have an open relationship with your kids to the point that they can discuss this stuff with you and they feel comfortable discussing this stuff with you. And that you tell them, if anybody tries to tell you that you need to keep secrets from us, that is a bad thing. That is a bad thing. Absolutely teach your children this first and foremost. And second, as a father, make sure you are intimidating. Make sure you're intimidating. There was interviews with sexual predators of children, and the overwhelming thought that is expressed by these predators that were interviewed and being candid about their predations, the overwhelming thing that was said amongst all of them was they steered clear of kids that had scary dads and a good, solid relationship with their family. Stay strong. Stay intimidating. Do what you got to do to make that happen. Do what you got to do. Learn how to shake hands real hard. Go to the gym. Show up to your kids' school and pick them up. This kind of thing. You need to assert yourself and put yourself in that position. And I really can't stress that one enough. That's right. They prey on the vulnerable. The chat's moving too fast. Absolutely, they prey on the vulnerable. Joe Lyman, member for 12 months. Thanks for upping your membership. I can't stand up for your kids if you don't know what's going on. Having a good relationship is vital. They target the vulnerable ones. Yes. And so that's why I'm absolutely saying, for sure, have a great relationship with your kids. Make sure that they know that they can approach you about all the weird stuff and all that stuff, even no matter how uncomfortable it'll be with you, for you. Because that stuff's uncomfortable. I don't like talking about it, but whatever. I'm a dad. It comes with the territory. But, yes, make yourself visible. Make yourself visible, absolutely. Because if you're visible, then any predators that are out there will see you and what you are and your relationship with your kids. Make sure that that's visible, because that'll help protect your children more than a lot of other things. Anyway, on to this article. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said Friday that parents should not have to be informed that their children under the age of 16 decide to change their gender. Trans kids in New Brunswick are being told that they don't have the right to be their true selves. What is their true self? You tell me. You tell me what is going on with that. Master of Snatch, with member for 5 months, adding another membership out there. Maps look great against the wall. Maps against the wall. Come on, man. You made me say that out loud. We always put maps up on the wall. That's what we do. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for that one. Thanks. Trans kids, and yeah, they don't have the right to be their true selves. That they need to ask permission. When you're a minor, you have to ask permission for everything. And sorry, but I'm gonna dictate what my kids wear to school. I'm gonna dictate all that stuff until they're working a job and paying into it. That's the way it's gonna go. And I'm not gonna take any guff from the Prime Minister of Canada. That's for sure. Noob again with more membership there. Back in my day, Maps just told you which way to go on the road. Yes, and yeah, I don't know if I want to define the word map at this point. Not in this chat. No way. Better to be in trouble here than with your wife, brother. Yeah, you're right about that. Absolutely right about that. Hold on, I need to wet my whistle because voice is cracking and going. Wow. Okay, so yeah, here's Justin Trudeau saying all this stuff, but at the same time, they're pushing against these policies in New Brunswick. New Brunswick's Premier Blaine Higgs has reversed a provincial policy that would have allowed children in under 16 to change genders without telling their parents. Higgs told reporters he won't budge from the policy because it's taking a strong position on families, or for families. Trudeau wasn't the only one furious that parents should know that what gender their children decide to be. I'm sorry, you can't decide this stuff. You can't. It's just ridiculous at this point. One would be a teacher that had a meltdown on social media, and this is that one teacher, and this is ridiculous. This teacher is a student teacher, and she's having a meltdown because she wants to be able to hide things from parents in this regard. And well, I'll just play it here.
So, Wayne Higgs and Bill Hogan did it.
They did it.
Children under the age of 16 in New Brunswick
are under the authority of their guardians. Yeah, that's correct.
Are going to be outed to their parents if they choose to change their pronouns in school.
Why would they even think to change pronouns in school? Why? Why? Why would they think to change their pronouns in school? Why would that happen? Why would that happen? Why would a little kid ever think to do this? Have kids throughout time and history been pondering this forever? The question is, why are they asking these questions? Why are they wanting to change their pronouns? Because it's a trend, and you reward them. You're rewarding them. Now, you're not allowed to get a first prize in school for being good at soccer. You're not allowed to be a first prize if you run around the track fastest. You're not allowed to win prizes because everybody's got to be a winner. Everyone's got to be a participant. You're going to get your trophies. Everybody come on out. What do we got here? Demogorgon Ramsey. Okay, I hope I pronounced that right. Thanks for the 550 super chat. Question of the day: will Trudeau add groomer on his resume when he's gone from office? Oh wow, yeah, probably. At least the groomer of nations. Oof, that's a thing. But yes, this is not something that's been happening throughout history. This idea of children coming up with their own genders. No, this is something that you've put in their heads. And because they can't win prizes at other things, well, how do they get congratulated? How is it that they're getting congratulated these days? Let me tell you. Miss Susie, I'm a different gender. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm another. This is what they're doing. Little one. Yeah, okay. I'm so proud of you for coming out. Yeah, you're proud of me. Yeah, I'm so proud of you. Yeah, proud. Yay. And this is what they get, and they get rewarded for this. You can't win. You can't win at anything else. You're not allowed to. You play a game of Connect 4. Oh, we don't call it winning. We don't call it winning, little Johnny. You're both winners for having played the game. You're both winners. Even though you consecutively, time after time, just keep knocking the pants off this other kid. It's wow. Yes, so you're incentivizing this for the kids. So of course they're going to behave that way because you're conditioning them to behave that way. That's correct. So when they behave that way, and well, maybe parents want to see what's going on. What's up with the kids' behavior ever since they had Miss Student Teacher here come into the classroom?
It fucking happened and it went through. It's coming into effect July 1st.
Yay! People are
I'm currently working my way to become a teacher. I only have 2 years left of school, and I'm in New Brunswick. I don't know what to do right now. I don't know if I want to leave this province and go teach somewhere else.
Okay, so you decided to become a teacher. Why? Not to teach kids about things, arithmetic, reading, writing, learning the alphabet, all of these things. You don't want to do that? Chippy's Outdoor. Wow, thank you so much. Member for 12 months. Can't stay popped in to say, hey, oh, okay. Well, thanks for joining in and re-upping your membership. Appreciate that so much. Thanks for coming in. Why would this woman come in to the profession of teaching kids except to teach kids? Unless, and then when you're not allowed to get kids to transition, then it's like, I can't be a teacher anymore. If I can't introduce sexuality to minors, I have no purpose. I've got no purpose to be here. Are you kidding me? I'm super glad people like this chick are removing themselves from the gene pool, says Noob431. She's an IOR? I don't know what that means, CB. Oh, you see, we went too far. Yes, leftist tears fuel my coffee. I can't teach them. What are you doing? What are you doing? Is that the whole purpose for getting involved with children, is to condition them into these sexual proclivities and changing their natural lot in life? Now, I remember growing up, and I remember a time when it was all about, little Johnny, some of us were just born a little on the hefty side, and some of us are born muscly, and some of us are tall, and some of us are short, but you just be the best you, just be happy with what you got. Be happy with who you are, little Johnny and little Susie. Just be happy with what you got, No, nobody's good enough. That is something that really needs to be brought home, is that telling kids that they need to change is telling kids that they're not good enough. I prefer no, let's find out what you're good at, where your strengths are, and let's focus on those. How about that? How about that? No, what they're doing is it's gross. It's gross. Anyway, what does she have to say?
Because I can't out students. That's not something that I'm willing to do. That's not something I ever pictured being a part of this job.
Well, just don't introduce them to the ideas in the first place. And then you don't have to worry about it. Just keep that stuff out of the classroom. Just absolutely keep it out of the classroom. Don't talk about that stuff. Who cares? It has nothing to do with arithmetic or whatever you teach. It's got nothing to do with it. So just keep it out of the classroom. Absolutely. Megan Sky with the $11 super chat. Before the Yahtzees came to power in 1933, LGBT and pedo, I guess I said it now, networks flourished in Germany. Conflating LGBT with pedo helped them rally support for the genocide. History doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. Yeah. And well, it was Yuri Bezmenov actually that said this best. He said, you know, when the useful idiots that come in for this cultural revolution, this indoctrination or this demoralization of a nation, when they come in, it's actually going to be really ridiculous. And most people on its face will say, this is far too ridiculous. Nobody will buy into it. But people will. And actually, the more the ridiculous, the better. In fact, the more ridiculous, the more easy it is to out people that are not bought into the dogma. Because people who just try to pass off as, yeah, okay, whatever, they'll be sworn to affirm the mantra of the totalitarians. This is predictions of a previous era, of a bygone era. I'm talking about Yuri Bezmenov, talking to people in the 1980s. If you don't know who Yuri Bezmenov is, I need to pop him up on the screen. He was a defector from the Soviet Union. Yuri. He was a defector from the Soviet Union, and he was a ex-KGB. Now, here he is here. Pop the chat out of the way. These are some of the lectures that he did in the 1980s talking about this. Please do us all a favor. If you haven't seen this, get over there and have a look at it. Oh yeah, with the $13.99 super chat. Hi, Clyde. Happy Friday. Have some beer money. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I will have some beer money. But this is, yes, Yuri Bezmenov. Do us a favor. Do us all a favor. If you haven't watched it, get in there and watch it. It's so much more relevant today than it even was a year ago. It's unbelievable how perfectly this guy predicted exactly how this is all going to go down, and it all started in academia exactly as he predicted, and it's going out throughout the rest of society, and as he calls them, useful idiots. That's what these people are. They're useful idiots that are bringing about the destruction of social cohesion. This is what we're fighting against. And this is why I love movements like this. Don't get wrapped up in the division. Please don't get wrapped up in the division. The fact that Christians, secular people, and Muslims, and people of all other religions are coming together in this common theme is great. It means people are coming together because they've had enough of it. This is all just about division. Let them have their lifestyle. Go for it. But keep it away from our kids. Absolutely. Keep it away from our kids. Now, more articles on this. New Brunswick Premier gets it right on gender identity in the schools. Absolutely gets it right. And this is National Post opinion. Getting it right. Absolutely. We've got Rupa Subramanya, great writer, amazing, writing for the National Post this time. The progressive left discards Muslims as un-Canadian. Oh, the left, what they'll do. It's crazy how out to lunch they've become with this whole thing. And like I said, useful idiots. Absolutely useful idiots. I've always hated division. Fractions were more my speed. Math jokes. Thanks, noob. Thanks for that. Spicy chat tonight. Is the chat spicy, or is it me that's making it spicy? We're getting into this culture stuff, and this is the thing. The culture war is actually where it's at. If you want to change politics, and I'll talk about both. I know this leaves a bad taste in some people's mouths when you talk about the culture war. Actually, a little bit of a roll call here in the chat. Tell me, which do you care more about? Do you care more about the culture or the politics? And just write culture or politics. What is more important for you? I know both are important. What do you want to hear more about? Just like the thing that's more important for you. Put that in the chat, please. Just a show of what things are more important. But this is I think both are closely tied, and I think culture is upstream from politics. Politics are downstream from culture, as Andrew Breitbart once famously said. And it's when it's everything's so far left is because they've dominated media and academia for decades and decades and decades, and that's why the politics have gone so far left. And I believe that's the reality of the situation. But for those that are saying both, yeah, both for different reasons. But yes, very, very much important. Culture, 100%. Culture is closely related to brain programming, marketing. Yes, and Vesper D is a great person to consult about that because he knows a lot about marketing and about priming and getting people ready to buy a product and how to install the program into their mind. Michael, thank you so much for the membership. Welcome to the Did Something group. I don't know. I don't even know what to call the memberships. It just says Did Something. You did something if you became a member. Thank you so much, Michael. Really appreciate that. My voice is already starting to go. This is crazy. I haven't had it go this early in a stream in a long time. We're not even at the 140 mark. I need to drink more of my soda water. But it's going to give me the burps. But of course, after the stream, by the way, folks, after the stream, we'll hang out in the Discord. Come on over and pop in and say hello. The Discord's a great place. If you're not familiar with Discord, it's another social media where you can join in, and it's like small social communities. It's free to use, and you can just jump in. There's a bunch of different chat rooms with different themes to them, but then it's also got really, really good voice and video chat. So you can come in, join in with the voice chat. You can join in and just listen in the voice chat if you want. We're fine with people lurking on Friday nights. I know that's a thing, but the link is in the description down below if you want to join that. I can't navigate Discord. I'm a Damascus. You'll get it. You can get it. I'm sure you can figure it out. It's not that bad. Clyde's harem group in there. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, it's the best place for voice and video for large groups of people to chat away, and it's a good time for people to express your opinions. I know you guys are doing this in the chat on these live streams, but you can also do it there as well if you want your voice to be heard. Now, the part of this whole culture thing came the BLM movement, which was the last division thing. Actually, it's the last. So BLM actually came before the COVID thing, which was another divisive issue in Canada. What time is it where Clyde is? Right now it is 8:15. It's not as late. I live on the West Coast, so it's it's a little earlier. And man, it's getting hot in here. So turning the AC on. Hopefully that doesn't go over the mic, if it doesn't jam the mic. George Floyd never dies. Yo, no, up and come on. Welcome, ladies of Clyde. That's funny. So the BLM thing was a thing, and it turns out they've gone bankrupt over this because a lot of people grifting it. But in Canada here, we've got some issues, and kind of a bit of an ironic thing that's happening at this point. National Post writes about this here. President of Calgary's Black Lives Matter movement charged with a hate crime. What happened here? Apparently being black is not a crime. I haven't ever heard of that being a crime. That I've never read anything on the books that stated that. And whoa, oh no. Mr. Beaver lost this page when he went scavenging. Or you'll need to check your spelling. Try search below. Oh, wow. This is some news. They got rid of the article? You can't be serious. Really? National Post. There it is. Wow. Wow, ditched it. Totally ditched it. Well, I'll be. Wow. In real time, we're seeing this happen. Okay. Okie dokie. Now, I'm old enough to know when an entire movement was smeared, demonized, and trampled by horses because anonymous guy carrying a Confederate flag showed up at their protest. Wow, that's somebody's opinion on this. I'm actually really surprised. I'm shocked at that. Holy cow. So that happened. They took their story down. Well, I'll tell you someone who didn't. Here's another one. Canadian BLM president charged for hate crimes against Catholic school. So here's the story. I was gonna read the National Post version of it, but it turns out that's the thing. Turns out you're not allowed to say BLM are highly paid trolls on YouTube. What? Oh, somebody in the Discord, Megan in the Discord, is pointing out that just not allowed to say a certain thing. Oh boy. Okay, so this is why I like to have the chat up, pop it up here so people can see it here. Anyway, I'll read through this story. The president of Black Lives Matter chapter in Canada has been charged with a hate crime over an alleged incident that occurred at a Catholic school in Calgary, Alberta. Now, it's interesting that, when the hate crime stuff is being drafted, it always has one intention in mind. But come on, if you're gonna make hate crimes a hate crime, I mean, it goes against other people too. Like, you got to realize that you can also be hateful. This is a thing. Adora Norfer, I don't know if that's how you pronounce that, 47, has been charged with criminal mischief for allegedly willfully obstructing and interfering with the use of a property primarily used for religious worship and educational purposes, according to Calgary Herald. And is that article still up? No. What is going on? What is going on? What is happening? Oh, whoa. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing some stuff happening in real time here. What? No. The top stories aren't even loading. What? What is going on here? Bury it. Take it down. Yeah. Holy cow. What? Holy. Okay, moving on. Oh, why are they burying this story? Now I'm more interested. It was just a passing story, but whatever. Okay, now I'm invested. Norfer was formally charged on June 2nd and has been banned from being within 100 meters of the school. She has since been released on no cash bail and has been ordered by a judge to not speak with people at St. Thomas Aquinas school as a condition of release, according to the outlet. She is set to appear before a judge in court on Friday. Calgary Herald, if you hadn't read the article before they took it down, reported that members associated with the Black Lives Matter chapter in particular have a history of legal battles due to criminal actions. Defense lawyer Chad Haggerty, who is representing Norfor, is also representing Black Lives Matter activist Taylor McNally in a case where McNally alleged assault of an off-duty sheriff on the steps of the Calgary Courts Center during the protest in 2021. Great people, it seems, in this one. Who you calling great people? On April 12th, 2021, McNally allegedly assaulted... okay, we just said that. McNally testified that Cunningham had taken her phone. When McNally went to retrieve it, she accidentally struck Cunningham with the megaphone, according to the court records. I accidentally blasted him with my big heavy device here. Oh my god, this is just too funny. In addition to the assault on the police officer, McNally is involved in a separate criminal case where she had been accused of pouring water onto a photographer and breaking his eyeglasses, the outlet reports. McNally is expected to receive a verdict in court on Thursday. Black Lives Matter has been at the height of scrutiny in the United States as it has been revealed that the organization, which has received millions of dollars of donations, failed to supply funds to its branch chapters. It embezzled a bunch of money. Wow. BLM co-founder Patrice Coolers, who self-identifies as trained Marxist, recently lost a multi-year contract with Warner Brothers Television Group after failing to provide content. I love that. You get a contract, a content contract for millions of dollars, and then oh god, that's all you gotta do is show up, do your thing. That's too funny. That is too funny. That really cracks me up. What cracks me up too is the trained Marxist. I may have read somewhere that Karl Marx had some pretty horrible views about black people and Jewish people. He really didn't have a very good idea on them. I believe there was a particular letter that he sent to Engels, professing his feelings for the entire race. So I don't know how trained you are in Marxism if you aren't aware of that stuff. Wow. Coolars, who met with or who helped fund BLM in 2013, stepped down from the organization after a real estate scandal emerged in May 2021, when it was revealed that she spent $3.2 million on 4 different homes in Georgia and California. Soon after, more reports started emerging. Black Lives Matter leadership using company funds for personal luxury. Wow. Wow, that doesn't fit any stereotypes or anything. That is horrible. That is horrible. How dare you? How dare you write this article? How absolutely dare you? National Post has seemed to figure it out, and so has the Calgary Herald. Wow. Megaphones commit crimes, not people. Wow, that's funny. That is really funny. Olia with the $6.99 super chat. Grifter gonna grift. Yeah, that's right. There are people out there that they see something and they go, hey, guess what? I could make money off of that. I don't really care that much about the cause. But I sure know people do, so I'm just gonna go make money from that. Wow. Amazing. Amazing work. Anyway, let's get into this one before we get out of here for the night, because I do want to touch base on this story. And this story is just wow. insane. Nothing to hide. AIIB will investigate claims of Chinese Communist Party control. This is this, of course, is the AAIG story. Now, where do I even start with this one? Because we could get into this. Probably the best bit is right from Pierre Poilievre's channel right here, and he says 200 million of your money to Beijing, but actually it was actually more like $1 trillion when they talk about how much is actually invested in this bank. Now, just briefly before we go over that, Canada is halting all government-led activity with a China-led Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. Now, if you didn't know a lot about this, like I didn't know a lot about this, they're leaving this right after one of the Canadians that was working for the bank in PR, I believe. He tweeted out that he's leaving the bank, he's resigning because it's full of communists. His words. So he said it's full of communists and he's got to get out. So he's leaving. He's resigning, and he says that it was the most toxic culture he's ever seen in a corporate whatever. And this is something that our Canadian government, as of 2016, put money into. Well, you know who's in charge in 2016, or was it 2018? No, 2016 it was made, and it was March of 2018 that Trudeau and Chrystia Freeland decided this is a great thing that we should be investing in. Here's the tweet by Bob Picard. I have tendered my resignation as the global comms chief of AIIB. As a patriotic Canadian, it was my only course. The bank is dominated by Communist Party members and also has one of the most toxic cultures imaginable. I don't believe that my country's interests are, in line with this. The tweet goes on. But let's get to the bit with Pierre Poilievre, and this is just too good. This is absolutely too good.
My government believes very, very much in the importance of investing in infrastructure, and that's one of the reasons why we're looking very favorably at the possibility of joining the AIIB. But being able to join in this excellent initiative of the AIIB that China is leading on, that is going to create opportunities not just for citizens in China, but for citizens across Asia to get access to good infrastructure. The Asian Infrastructure Bank is actually designed to support clean and green infrastructure investments throughout Asia.
Today I learned of the resignation from the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank by a Canadian citizen who voiced serious concerns regarding the bank. The Government of Canada will immediately halt all government-led activity at the bank.
The foreign minister has announced a massive diplomatic breakthrough with China. That country's leaders have given the prime minister the nickname Little Potato. And in order to reciprocate that gift, he provided them with $250 million of Canadian tax money in the form of a contribution to the Asian Infrastructure Bank. That's no small potatoes even for this spend-happy prime minister. Will this government finally show some respect for taxpayers and cancel this waste of money?
This excellent initiative of the AIIB that China is leading on. This excellent initiative of the AIIB that China is leading on. This excellent initiative of the AIIB that China is leading on.
Where'd the money go? Where'd the money go? Where is it gone? It's disappeared. And I mean, I'm laughing, but it's sad. I mean, this is our money. This is our money, our tax dollars. The money that comes, hard-earned money, by the way, that Canadians are breaking their backs for every day and are able to afford less and less and less, and the government is asking for more and more and more all the time, and this is what they're doing with it. They're giving money to this investment firm that's run by the Communist Party, and then as soon as they find out about it, they're like, I'm gonna cut ties. Yeah, I don't know. Not into it. Just gonna, I gotta go. Gotta get out of here. Gotta get going. See you later. Where's the money? Where's our money? What did our investment get us? Nothing. Our investment is not getting us anything, and none of these investments that they're putting out there are getting us really anything at all. I mean, they just put in this giant investment into Volkswagen battery plant, I believe in Thomas, was it Thomas, Ontario? St. Thomas, Ontario? I'm not sure. Somewhere in Ontario, this big wealth transfer, you can't call it anything other than that, going in Ontario. And what is it going to cost? Well, it was going to cost us, just the cheap price of $13 billion. But I think it went up to $16 billion recently. It's way up there. $16 billion for a battery plant that is going to be valued at only $7 billion. The valuation is $7 billion. What's going to happen to the rest of that? Bonuses for CEOs. Bonuses for people, when you have that much money coming into the corporation, you go, well, that's a windfall profit. It just showed up. I guess everybody gets a bonus. Everybody's getting a bonus this year. Hey, bonuses all around. It's unbelievable. And then what happens? We already had another deal with another company to come to Canada and build a battery plant. Well, as soon as they caught wind of the Volkswagen deal, they're like, ooh, I don't know. It looks like we might not be able to afford coming to Canada after all. It looks like that plant is going to have to fall through. And then Trudeau comes out with the billions book. A billion for you. Here's a couple more billions of taxpayer dollars. Here you go. No problem. Oh, $16 billion for 3,000 jobs. No problem. There is no way we'd ever pay that back. 3,000 jobs at the cost, the tiny cost of $16 billion. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and I don't know how we're going to survive as a country beyond Trudeau. What do? We are going to be the next Weimar Germany. No joke. What else future do we have for ourselves? And if you don't know the history of the Weimar Republic was, the losers of the First World War, and they were told that they had to pay back for all the damages incurred, the costs incurred for the First World War. And what do they do to do that? Well, there's a couple of ways that you can default from a loan, right? You can default from a loan by just not paying it because you can't afford it. But there's a sneakier way, a much, much sneakier way to default from a loan. And that is make new money and pay back the loan with that new money. Oh, I owe you this many Canadian dollars. Well, I just happen to have a big old press that's just warming up that'll make a whole lot of those Canadian dollars. And what does that do? It's just going to inflate more the currency until our savings is all gone. Everything that we have is all gone. That's ramp it up, boys. Money printer go burr. That's exactly what's going to happen if that takes place. We are the new Weimar Germany. Somebody convince me that I'm wrong. Somebody tell me I'm wrong. But this is, these are my opinions and these are my beliefs. These are the things that I think are happening today. And this is, this is what I put out there on a regular basis. Anyway, it is getting really late tonight. We're just hitting the 2-hour mark just here in the next minute. So I want to thank everybody for coming out again, missed last week, and I missed you guys. I missed you guys all so much. And I love doing these live streams because they're a lot of fun. We get to talk about a lot of stories. Sometimes I don't get to hit all the stories. There was a few stories that I wanted to talk about, and this is what I definitely am gonna hit this story up on Monday and look forward to this, because the Privy Council advocated downplaying COVID vaccine injuries or deaths, and this is something that has leaked out, and we're just finding out about now. And I have a bit more research to do on this story. I was going to talk a bit about it today, but this is something that is breaking out there. And of course, stories like this, they break on Fridays for good reason, because they want to see them buried. But between this story and the Chinese interference story, I think this is where we should be focusing our energy, as well as a little bit on the cultural aspect. And big celebrations. I think celebrations are in order, or they're due for the cultural stories that have been happening recently. I think people coming together is a great thing. It is a great thing to celebrate, and it's a great thing to put forward. I know I try not to be doom and gloom all the time, and I like to put forward good stories that get everybody's heart up, lift your heart up, and feel a little better about our situation here in Canada, because we have good people here. We may have one of the worst governments around, but we still have good, dare I say, great people in this country. So I'm going to leave it at that, and we'll see you guys over in the Discord if anybody wants to come over and chat. And as always,